You ever have one of those moments where you stop mid-scroll and realize you've given your power away? Like you're not even living for you anymore. You're just reacting to what they said, to what they think, to what the world let you be. And maybe, just maybe, you don't even know when it started. One rejection, one failure, one person saying, "You're not that guy." Before you knew it, you stopped showing up for yourself. You didn't press pause, you pressed surrender. But here's the twist. That power you lost, it was never gone. It was just waiting for you to take responsibility for it. That's exactly what happened to Sung Jinwoo, the weakest hunter, a walking liability. Everyone laughed. He almost died, repeatedly. But the turning point wasn't when he found a cheat code. It was when he said yes. Yes to pain. Yes to ownership. Yes to becoming the reason he never needed saving again. So, if you're tired of feeling powerless, good. This is where it ends. Let's talk about something uncomfortable. Victimhood. Feels kind of nice at first. You get sympathy, you get understanding, you get to blame. And for a while, it works because pointing a finger hurts less than looking in the mirror. But here's the problem. It steals your agency. Psychologists call this learned helplessness. It's when people experience failure or trauma so often they stop trying, even when escape is possible. That's not protection, that's prison. In Jinwoo, he was stuck in it. Early on in solo leveling, Jinwoo's teammates laugh behind his back. The only reason he's invited to raids is so he can die in someone else's place. And what does he do? He apologizes over and over. He blames his rank, his genetics, the system, and when the double dungeon trap appears, everyone runs. But Jinwoo doesn't. Not because he suddenly found courage, but because there was no one left to blame. He was out of excuses. That's the moment his power started. And maybe you felt something similar. You blame your boss for your lack of growth, your parents for your mindset, the algorithm for your lack of traction, but deep down, you know that finger you keep pointing, it's blocking the very hand you need to lift yourself out. So here's the truth. The more you blame, the less you build. Take a day this week and write down every excuse you've been using. Not to judge, just to see them. Awareness is the first form of power. Because power doesn't show up when things go your way. It shows up the second you say, "I own this now." Ever notice how change never feels like a lightning bolt? It feels like rock bottom. Like looking around your life and realizing, oh, this is what happens when I wait. It's not dramatic, it's sobering. And it's usually not a choice we make. It's a choice we get cornered into. That's exactly where Jinwoo finds himself. After the double dungeon betrayal, he's broken, barely conscious, surrounded by corpses, bleeding out while a floating text box stares him in the face. Would you like to become a player? This is the most important moment in the entire series because it's not a magic fix. It's not a free power-up. It's a question. Will you take responsibility for your story, even if it costs you everything? He says yes, and immediately the pain gets worse. His body breaks. He dies. Then he comes back, only to suffer more. And yet, he doesn't stop, because that yes wasn't about comfort. It was about ownership. Here's where it gets psychological. Research from Angela Duckworth shows that grit, the ability to persist despite failure, is the biggest predictor of long-term success. Not IQ, not talent, grit. Jinwoo doesn't get stronger because he had better stats. He got stronger because he stopped outsourcing responsibility. He said yes to the pain, yes to the grind, yes to the idea that no one else is coming. Maybe you've had that moment. Not dramatic, just honest. You look around at your job, your health, your discipline, and realize this is what happens when I don't own it. And the question hits, will you stay here or evolve? Look, I get it. You're not in a dungeon. You're not getting swarmed by demon statues, but you do have a decision to make today, tonight, this week, whatever your moment is. When it shows up, say yes. Not because it's easy, but because it's the only way to wake up that part of you that's been asleep for too long. Say yes and earn what you were never given. All right, so you said yes. Now what? Here's the part most people skip when they talk about taking back your power. It hurts. Not in a metaphorical, poetic, anime opening kind of way. It literally hurts. Discipline hurts. Loneliness hurts. Letting go of old habits and comfort, brutal. And this is where most people bail, because it's easy to say, I'm all in. It's hard to stay in when the applause never comes. But Jinwoo, he bleeds for what he wants. After his awakening, he doesn't immediately solo dungeons and flex on everyone. He trains quietly, obsessively. He takes on quests no one sees. He grinds in hidden dungeons. He collapses from exhaustion, alone. And still, he gets back up. You see these moments across solo leveling, especially in the Reanimator dungeon arc. He's locked underground, surrounded by the undead. No backup, no tutorial, just raw trial and error pain. And he chooses to stay. Why? Because power means nothing if it's handed to you. It only becomes real when you earn it. And that's where a lot of us struggle. We want to be better, but not if it means waking up early, or saying no to comfort, or repeating the same processes for the 48th time when no one's watching. But here's the thing. Consistency is the proof of ownership. According to James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, every action you take is a vote for the type of person you want to become. Not the grand gestures, the daily ones. That means every time you finish a workout, even when you're tired, vote cast. Every time you write for 15 minutes, even when the words suck, vote cast. Every time you resist scrolling, complaining, or quitting, vote cast. And you know what happens when you cast enough votes? You start becoming the person you were pretending to be. So yeah, it's gonna hurt. Growth is expensive. Progress is quiet, but when it's built through pain, it's unshakable. So suffer for it. Trade comfort for capacity. Choose the path that demands more from you. Because if you're not willing to sweat for what's yours, you'll always be renting someone else's version of success. Let's flip the switch now. You've said yes, you've suffered for it, you've earned some power. Now the question is, will you claim it? Because here's a truth most people choke on. A lot of us are more comfortable struggling than we are succeeding, because struggling is familiar. It's easier to say, I'm just trying, than I'm him now. Owning your growth? That's terrifying. It means you can't hide behind potential anymore. You have to be the person you said you wanted to be. No more blaming, no more hiding behind effort, no more pretending you're ready, no more calling it humble when it's really just fear. And Jinwoo, the second he realizes his power is real, he owns it. Remember when he walks into the guild office completely alone? He refuses help, refuses to join anyone, because he knows he doesn't need protection. He is the protection. And the way people look at him, not just fear, respect. Because real power isn't just about the damage you can do, it's about the peace you command. But here's the thing, nobody gives you that moment. You take it. In real life, that looks like standing up for your boundaries, turning down the job that underpays you, admitting, yeah, I'm good at this, even when imposter syndrome screams. According to a 2022 study in Psychological Bulletin, people who affirm their self-worth through action, not just words, report higher resilience, lower anxiety, and a stronger sense of control. Confidence isn't about hype, it's about evidence. So, if you've been growing quietly, amazing. But at some point, silence becomes self-sabotage. Own it out loud. Not to flex, but because power unclaimed is power unused. You don't need to be cocky, but you do need to be clear. Say it with your posture. Say it with your consistency. Say it with the way you walk into rooms without shrinking anymore. You're not the old version. You've done the work. And if that makes people uncomfortable, let them adjust. You're not here to stay palatable. You're here to stay powerful. So here's the part you need to hear. No one's coming. Not to save you, not to fix it, not to hand you the life you think you deserve. And that's not meant to crush you. It's meant to free you. Because if no one's coming, that means it's your move now. Jinwoo wasn't chosen. He was abandoned. He didn't get power because he was special. He got it because he refused to die powerless. He pressed yes in a dungeon full of death. He didn't wait for backup. He became his own rescue. And that's what taking your power back actually looks like. It's not a quote. It's not a vibe. It's not a mood board for your healing era. It's decisions. It's blood. It's the kind of lonely that feels like rebirth. So no more someday. No more blaming them. No more hoping your life gets easier. Instead, wake up tomorrow, look in the mirror, and ask, what's one thing I can do today that proves I've taken the wheel back? Then go do it. Scared, unready, sweating, whatever. Just do it. Because you don't need to wait for someone to unlock your story. You are the key. And from now on, every choice you make either confirms your power or hands it back. So make your choice and don't look back. And if they ask where you went, tell them forward.